Hey everyone, welcome back to Igua-Zoo. It's been a while since I've live streamed actually, Planet Zoo, and today it's not going to be a speed build. It's all about improving our staff areas, because we got to get ready to open the zoo, and it's going to happen soon. This is what we need to work on today. Our staff our one staff building looks quite nice. It's all about maybe getting our second staff building to look a little bit nicer as well. That we're really kind of focusing on. Hey Max, how's it going? Hey, wow, geez, we got quite a few people in the stream today. Welcome to Igua-Zoo. Hopefully you guys can hear the music playing in the background and it's not too loud, because I figured we might as well listen to some actual Planet Zoo music as opposed to the music in the game, because it's always hit or miss. But I am doing fantastic. I had a little bit of an adventure this afternoon, and then I'm back home, so we have Beaver to thank for this impromptu live stream, because he was asking if I was going to be playing Planet Zoo later. The answer is yes, but I usually play when somebody else is watching TV at the same time in the same room, so I can't really live stream. So I made the decision to kind of pop on now while I have some time. Perfect. I'm always worried that like music might be a little too loud when I have it playing, but personally, when I play Planet Zoo, I like to kind of listen to some music in the background. To be honest, I've actually been saving this area for like a live stream so that we can actually kind of build it all together, which I'm kind of excited for. The thing is, I got to remember what we did on this one. It has to look the same. That is a lot of bamboo, but it's gonna come together eventually. It's a work in progress. Probably get rid of that though. So what's everybody been up to today? PZ is important. Nothing. It's a Sunday. Max, I don't know if it is a Sunday for you guys, but Sundays for me are like nothing days. That's what it's meant to be, and you're supposed to enjoy it. So I hope you had an opportunity to enjoy your Sunday. You know what? When I started playing this, I also was not a big fan of the regular bamboo pieces. I actually don't use. I don't plan on using them a whole lot more. I think maybe you'll probably see them crop up a little bit in some habitats and stuff like that, but that's probably about it. They are not a nice looking piece to work with, that's for sure. Napping is like the adult equivalent of just having a day off. It's funny because like when you're a child, you nap all the time, and then you become like a teen, you're like, I don't nap. That napping is for like losers. And then you become an adult and you're like, I'm gonna nap. I'm gonna nap all day. Hey, Blob, how's it going? Thanks for joining me on the stream. Frostpunk was a hot mess. I unintentionally broke the game by accident by trying to delete something, and then that kind of just ruined my entire day. And then we found a secret ending, which I thought was pretty cool, because I wasn't aware that they actually implemented 2 different endings into the like that beta. I'm trying to just so you guys know, so everybody here, I'm attempting to have more games on the channel besides Planet Zoo, and it's not because I'm not a believer that Planet Zoo is going to end anytime soon. I think this game is going to stick around for a very long time, but more or less it's just to play some different games with you guys. That's really all it's about. Do for the windows over here. I don't think we had any windows over here. Oh, no we did. So this is our quarantine end. This is our quarantine section, is what we're working on. And I have a trick that Beaver actually showed me one day. I was looking at one of his builds with him, and I loved what I saw, and we are definitely going to be implementing it in this zoo. I thought it was a really cool idea that I really want to kind of emulate, so I'm looking forward to that. So I'm not going to take any credit for it. It was all Beaver. And if it looks terrible, you take it up with Beaver, not me. Oh, thank you very much. I'm actually I'm so happy that it turned out the way it did. I think it's probably one of my favorite buildings I've ever made in Planet Zoo. It's I'm not gonna spoil it. You'll have to wait. You'll have to wait. I've actually, I'm not gonna lie, I've been dreading building this particular, this building and like decorating it. And I think like, Mara, you said it earlier, like I hate working with bamboo pieces. I don't like working with bamboo pieces either, but I've kind of committed to this. It's happening whether I want it to or not. I'm actually really excited to be building in the tropical setting. It's I think it's one of my all-time favorite settings to build in. I just love the colors personally, but it's extremely limited in terms of capabilities. I'm secretly hoping that the next DLC that they announce on the 22nd is going to be tropical themed. It is the best terrain paint for a biome ever. It's the worst when you lose motivation when you're kind of building something, especially in Planet Zoo. It's so easy to lose your motivation to build something. But if you ever do get back to it, Max, I would 100% support you building that that building again. I would love to see it. I kind of want to work this in. What Canadian is not supportive? Let's be honest here. Come on, like who would not want to support anybody in terms of like when they're building something? Actually, I posted the education building on Reddit, and it's shaping up to be like one of my best posts yet, which I'm kind of excited about because it's getting a lot of people talking about buildings that aren't normally a focus on Planet Zoo. Damn you, supportive Canadian. Okay, so this is kind of where it all comes together because it looks really bland the way it is right now. Mara, I totally agree with you. Very bland. But this is how we kind of bring it all together because it's not the material that's bland. It's the color that sucks with the bamboo pieces. So the trick is to add in a bunch of additional color. And then like this is where you can play even more. Like we may actually wrap this all the way around and then have it wrap like this, and then we can add in a lot of like additional items right here. Right? Like I'm really excited about that pose. A lot of people are digging it. A lot of questions as well about like how they navigate it, and I'm pretty sure it's fully navigatable. I wish there was a heat map for creating navigatable, like to see if something is like guest navigatable. Trick will be lining this up, I think. We're gonna get a little janky. Alright, I think that's good. Planet Zoo in general is just a fiddly game. I love it. I love it so much, but it's a love-hate relationship 100%. Okay. We need nature. Can't remember what I did over here, to be honest. We have some Swiss cheese plants, which I love the name Swiss cheese plants. It's my favorite type of plant name right now. I'm hoping Latin America. I think Latin America is one of the areas that hasn't just seen a whole lot of love. So that's my hope is on Latin America. What about everybody else? What do you guys all think the next DLC might be? Or what's your hope it's going to be? I would hope it's a Latin America only because I'm working on a Latin American zoo, so like why not? South Central, yeah. Mountains. I don't know if it's going to be. I would love if classic Canadian. I would just love whatever. You give me something, I'll love it. That doesn't have to be something that's going to be cool. I'll love it regardless. So I'm just gonna stop. I'm just gonna stop providing responses. You know what? I've actually heard a lot of people asking about petting zoo packs. More so because it is I'm surprised there isn't like something that you can interact to that extent. I can't see them making this the last DLC, to be honest. I think like they have too much invested in Planet Zoo for them to be like, we're done and over with. I think that they'll probably slow down DLC support, but like when you compare this to Planet Zoo, we've already gotten significantly more than, or Planet Coaster, sorry. We've already gotten more than Planet Coaster ever did. Yeah, like having that interactive aspect of it would be just, it would just be like chef's kiss in terms of capabilities. See, that already looks a lot better than what it did look like. I that would be a really cool like outreach, but they would have to they'd have to spend like a lot. It would be a really long run up time to creating something that where they have like a vote service. Like you'd have to wait a long time. That's what I'm thinking about, Beaver. Like, how could you end support for a game that arguably is probably one of their most popular games that they have out there? Like, to end support would be just crazy. It would be mind-boggling. When they have a word you forget, for me it's bracket. So I found a trick actually in Planet Zoo, and I'm pretty amazed by myself for this. So when you have like multiple pieces like on top of each other, and you can never kind of like get them to unclip, like you can't delete the one that you want. I found this really cool trick, and I call it a trick, but maybe it's not. So what you do, so you'll duplicate this to whatever we want. This is a, I want to say this is a vet center. We want to have the same position, so we place it like so, and then you delete it. You grab the piece you don't want anymore, highlight it, undo your delete, and then delete the piece you don't want anymore. Yes, I do have that all the time. But like for me, on sometimes it's wording too. I don't understand the word like for me it's a gutter. Gutter is an eaves trough. So I'll search for eaves trough as opposed to gutter, and then I have to remember that it's not an eaves trough, it's a gutter. So it's some vernacular that I'm not used to, that I have to kind of work my way around. Oh my goodness, English is not my forte today. So that's pretty much it. It looks the exact same. So we have kind of like our interior, our one side, but that's only half the battle. Okay, so here's what I learned watching Beaver's build one day. So we're gonna go under barriers, and we're gonna take the airlock. No, not the airlock. Do we want this one? We're gonna go this way. And we're gonna place it down because like we're never gonna be back here ever. Full stops. And this is gonna be the door to our quarantine center. I thought this was such a freaking awesome idea. It's a little on the large side, which is like whatever. It has to be. It can be on the large side. But this is gonna be, this is it. Oh, that's not what I wanted though. Change that to a null barrier, and then we can kind of work around that. And then just like that, we have a really cool door or entrance to our quarantine section. Now the $1,000,000 question, of course, is going to be setting this up to be correct. So if we were to make this as real, like as kind of somewhat realistic as possible for a build, we wouldn't just have a dirt wall. We would have some type of like retaining wall. The best type of retaining wall would be a brick wall. Would it be a breeze block wall? Or do I go stone? I kind of hope that looks okay. I actually don't like the way that looks. So I guess there's another trick that we can go with. I call them tricks, but the reality is that I highly doubt they're tricks. I would call that trick very cool. Oh, thank you. I think it looks a little bit better than Breeze Block, that's for sure. So who else played the story where you had to work in a zoo? I want to say it was like in Eastern Europe, and it was like everything was made of Breeze Block. It was like the worst experience ever working with that zoo. I felt so bad. Oh, thank you. It's meant to be. I wasn't gonna do like an actual build of this area in the like on YouTube. Like I wasn't gonna do like a, I guess quote unquote like a speed build. It was more meant to be like a just kind of something I would do on the side. But I've been notorious problem of doing speed builds of a live stream, and I feel bad. So I figured I'd do something a little different this time. Okay, things are coming together. I have a good version of this saved somewhere. I don't know. Here we go. Easter Island has is a retraining wall. Hang on, let me check. Let's check it out. Just give me 2 seconds to get this configured correctly. Okay, so you said you used the Easter Island. That is a South American theme, right? Mount Rushmore them all together. Do you use the back or the front when you do this? Or do you like use the front and then kind of create like a embed them in like so every now and then, which looks really creepy. It just sees it. You know what? It would actually work really well as like a pillar that was supporting a retaining wall. Something like if we were to create this as like more man-made. I think that's actually a really cool idea. Okay, so things are coming together. It's starting to look like a realistic zoo. We have our, so when we kind of come in, this is going to be, I'm still working on this. You can kind of see it's supposed to be a fake market. And then we'll have our staff buildings to the right, quarantine to the right. People can kind of maybe peek in and see it. They're not supposed to, but it's the reality of business. Building on the top of a mountain. And then it's going to lead into our 2 flagship habitats. We have anteaters, we'll have capybara, and then I think that's about it. I think we'll be good to open up after we get the anteater habitat up and running. But we want to break the line. We want to break sight lines somehow. Okay, we're gonna come back to this. I'm gonna let this sit. I gotta think about it. Let it stew. But in the meantime, we can have some fun with this. First things first. Which one did I have hanging on that one? Oh my god, that's so huge. It's gonna have to be this one. It's kind of coming together. Too far. Oh my goodness, what am I looking for here? That's a just a roundabout way of going about playing Planet Zoo. Sorry, like you leave Strangler Roots and you come to me and watch me do it instead. I don't think I take anywhere near as much care as you do, though, when it comes to you placing Strangler Roots. It's in the name, let's be real here. If there's one thing I never remember, it's going to be plant leaf names. See these grow in the shade. Perfect. Hey, Penguin, how's it going? You know, it'd be really cool if, like, just the entire community joined this live stream and we managed to make it go viral. That would make my day. A moose and a reindeer. Wow. I just recently got back from Banff, Alberta, which is a super amazing place to go to and visit. So if you guys are ever in Canada, strongly encourage that Banff be one of those locations that you visit. But sadly, we did not see anything. And Banff is known for wildlife. So I'm excited that you saw it. I'm sad that I didn't, but I'll live vicariously through you. It's really cool, though. They are such a majestic animal to see in the wild. Oh, jeez. You could do both at the same time. Come on, Lynn. And then we can take what we learn together and create even better habitats. If you have anybody to blame, though, Lynn, if you want to blame anybody, you blame Beaver because he got me to come and play Planet Zoo right now. So it's all his fault, really, if you think about it. Just saying, like it's not me. It's definitely Beaver's reason why I'm streaming today. All his fault. I realize, yeah, I can't do those. They belong in the water. Hang on. What's the piece I'm thinking of? I can't remember. It's a panel grass, but I don't want that one. I want the other one. Oh my goodness! Why can't I remember the name? So the true reality of a speed build is when you forget the name of something and you need to go and find it. Why is it not? It's like the more grassy looking one. This one. Oh, it's way too big though. Never mind. That was a terrible idea. Planted wood panel. I was hoping maybe I could line the top, but I guess not. I want to find a way that I can kind of like just like blend this in a little bit more. I guess we could just use moss. Oh my goodness. I feel like we listened to the entire soundtrack of Planet Zoo. Maybe we can find some kind of plant. Oh, I know what we could do. This guy. Looking for something in particular. Here we go. Oh, really? It's like an itch that never stops scratching when you want to play Planet Zoo. And I don't know about you, Alfred, but like I found that like today as I was driving home, and it was like I think I was on the road for like 3 or 4 hours, and all I could think about was Planet Zoo. And I think I completely zoned out as I was driving, and I think my wife was talking to me, and I totally just ignored her for like a solid half hour. as I was thinking about Planet Zoo. Hey, Nerdy. You did not almost miss the stream. I think I have like I think I'm allowed to stream for like another 45 minutes. But welcome. Imagine not being able to play for 3 months. That would be, I don't know. It would be so hard to get back into the game at that point. Like if you would stop playing for that long. I think it would be so hard to get back in. Lurk away. Thank you so much. I am, that's definitely not straight. Part of me wants to pick up Planet Zoo on PC. Not on PC. I'm playing on PC. On Xbox, just so I can play on my PC with my like a controller, and then start kind of doing similar builds. Because like, I've had a few people ask about getting me like something that I posted to like Reddit or something like that, and putting it on the console space. And I'm really sad that like Frontier wasn't able to take pre-existing structures and like place them on their Frontier workshop. So the good news, as I place these lights, I hope to have our first tour of our Community Z project up soon. And I say soon because it is on my to-do list of things I have to do this week. Because I've definitely been dragging my feet a little bit. But we are going to have our first tour of our Community Z project. Hopefully we'll get some more people to join in and have fun playing on the Community Zoo and building. I'm really excited to see everything. I think I've only looked really briefly. Max, I don't know if you want to make a like a little. I'm using my hands right now and I'm not even on camera, so I'm so sorry. But so by Christmas, no, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen this week. But a map. Do you want me to? You should make a little map thing for your map that you created, or I can make one if you would like. I can add that in, no problem whatsoever, and then I'll just blueprint it so that I can add it in whenever. But I'm definitely gonna be adding your map in so that we can kind of see everything. You guys are so I feel attacked. I feel personally attacked by the fact that I haven't been doing something I've been telling you guys I would do for a really long time. Which I guess is well deserved at that point. Max, is there a duplicate of you in the channel maybe? Or is Beaver just talking nonsense? And so it was perfect timing. I literally called on you about this at the perfect time to be like, hey, you need to come over and build something for me. I'm just saying. It was like the perfect timing. I don't know. Now that I've made this, I don't think I want to keep it. But maybe we'll make our own right now. It's too tall for my liking. That's the issue that I have with this. But I like low-key think we can make this. Okay. Let's get all the pieces that we're probably going to need for this. Need this. That. This. We need some type of metal sheet that's not obnoxiously large. It does feel a little bit on the modern side. It's gonna have to be modern in the sense that some things will have to exist the way they are meant to be. But maybe we can incorporate the bamboo, which actually might work out really well. Because there would have to be modern aspects of it. We could be insane and make it all with that. It's just a lot of work. What if we did? What if we did? Because this is painted, if I'm not mistaken. Ooh, it's a little too dark though. Do this the hard way. Totally doable. Okay, cool. I think we have all the pieces we need here. I wish you guys could see how I'm the look on my face as I build this. It's the most intense look I've ever had in my life. I think it would be really cool. So we have at the front of the zoo, we'll have like the large map kind of showcasing where everything is. I think that would be really cool. And then as we kind of go into each area at the main entrance, what we can do is we can add in like a mini map of just that particular area. If that makes sense. I think that would be really cool. So the other thing I was thinking around toying with is I actually have a lot of fun streaming, and it kind of keeps me building Planet Zoo, which is something I kind of always struggle with, which is it's not coming up with the inspiration, but it's coming up with like the willpower to play Planet Zoo. So my thought, and let me know what you guys think of this, which is we'll do like a regular stream, so like a scheduled stream during the week. As we kind of work through. So there'll be like a regular scheduled stream, all that fun stuff. Why is this not part of the... Oh no. There we go. So we'll have like a regular scheduled stream of Planet Zoo. And my thought process, because there's been a lot of new players lately, especially with console, and a lot of people asking a lot of questions about like franchise zoo and stuff like that. We would do not a let's play, but like just like a let's go hang out in franchise mode of Planet Zoo. I think that would be kind of cool. No, that looks terrible. I love the idea of having credit on it and showing like thank you to everybody who's been building and contributing to Planet Zoo. I think that's really cool. So I can help you out with that, or Sparrow, either of us. We can help you out with getting all the names of where they've kind of built and stuff like that. I kind of want to see if maybe we can come up with a logo for each section as well. And this is me being like crazy, but like we come up with its own logo about the zoo and kind of come up with like maybe like a little story or something like that. I think that would be really cool. I want to fill this up with something that's going to be like somewhat South American themed. That's not bamboo. We could do... thank you very much, Max. I really appreciate you doing that for the community and creating that. That's it's definitely not something that that I would have expected you to do, and I'm super honored that you have. Oh, that actually looks pretty cool. I'm very happy with this. Alright, we're kind of coming together. This is creating something kind of cool. Mind you, we're just literally copying something, but... What is Planet Zoo without inspiration? And just in this case, the inspiration is from the game itself. Hey, Liz, how's it going? Not a barn. It's although I see the reason. It's gonna be a entranceway to our quarantine zone. And I think it's ready to go. Okay, that actually looks a lot better than what we originally had. I think we just need a few other things. Except that we might have made a slight mistake. Alright, there we go. Much better. Thank you. It's based off the airlock in the game, so like it's not total recreation on my part. What is this called? Round painted. I think we built something kind of cool. It's definitely something. But that does look a heck of a lot better than I think what it was originally. So then the gates kind of slide open, and then these would kind of I don't know what happened. I don't know what would happen with those. Something would happen with those. There are a lot of unruly server members. We have Beaver, who just encourages me to go stream. We have Max, who's doing all the work when it comes to creating some amazing artwork for our community zoo project, which I think is something that I'm truly forever in his debt. We have quite a few interesting people out there who have made our community pretty spectacular. Okay, that's well lit up. And then you know what we need on our roof? Oh no. Honestly, I don't know if I feel like I had this conversation with the other mods, and a little while ago we were chatting about the direction of our community and where we wanted to take it. And the reason why we rebranded it as Gunther's Gaming Corner is because the intent behind the entire community had changed immensely. And then, like, originally it was a community that was focusing on driving, you know, the Gunther's Gaming channel, but then as more people kind of joined in and stuff like that, we've seen the direction change, and I'm totally okay with that. We have a lot of other content creators. We have Sparrow, Sorry, Blob. We have people who've started becoming content creators like Circle. We also have Kate Plays. So it's not just about Gunther's Gaming anymore. So I think that at this point I'm just more of a symbolic head. I think that there's a lot more important people that have joined our community over the time, over the last year and a bit. Which little piece is it? This one right here. So it's made up of a few things. There's a. I'm not going to take credit for this. I actually didn't build this. This came from the workshop. But it's like a power, like a transformer almost, or not. So there's the heater on the back. Let's pull it all together. We'll pull it all apart. So we have a heater. We have a bunch of switches, exterior switches, to act as like the base. And then we have a LED sign. We have the LED wall, the sign wall clamp, and then these are the hinges. These are exterior wall plugs, and this little guy is a light. So I can't remember who made this, but this is probably one of my favorite little itty bitty pieces. Part of the joy that I have with the workshop items is pulling something, seeing something and then pulling it apart. And I think this is a perfect example. So I created this, but it's somebody else actually. I saw it on the workshop, and I kind of used that, and I pulled it apart, learned what they did, and then created this, which is surprisingly easy. Which is really just the fence posts, and then the New World art decoration on top of a plastic base, black base. Yo, I like the animals too. And then, but this is actually what I went to school for. I went to school to be an energy systems engineering technician, which is a fancy way of saying I would install and build green energy systems. So this is what I went to school for. And it bothers me that I can't actually put it into the game. I want to make a battery bank, because the way I have these ones wired up is not right. They're supposed to be in sequence. So you would have them all running into, not this, they would actually run into a battery bank, and then from there they'd run into a converter, and then back into the house. So it's not realistic from a wiring perspective, but it's almost there. So yeah, and no problem. If you ever see a part that you like, by all means, let me know that you want to see a little bit more of it, and we'll pull it apart and take a look. It's how we become better. Really, honestly. I get a lot of inspiration from the workshop when it comes to certain builds. If I'm at a loss and I want to know how somebody put something together, that's usually where I go to kind of see how it all came together. Now, if you want to know how to create a amazing, like an amazing parking lot, you should look at Klaby. Klaby has some weirdly interesting, and I say weirdly in a good way, parking lots. He makes some pretty cool looking parking lots. Not realistic enough, more like. They're actually primitive square, and then these are just two of the wood trim ends, and then we have another square with like a hinge on the top, because there are vet trucks ready to go. Actually, not a fan of the color though. That's the issue. Let's change this up. I was actually trying to... I like the green better. What is that? Oh, that's exactly what I thought it was. Does it actually? I did not know that. What can we do instead? Let's do a... That's probably not the right thing to do either. Oh, it's just another color? Okay. We'll do blue. I I do like the way that looks. There we go. Dr. Strange. I built it, and then I realized what I'd built, and I was like, oh, maybe not the right thing to do. Okay, perfect. We're kind of coming together. So we have our vet vehicles ready to go. You know what we do need here, though? Because how are they? They're not just going to walk all the way around. That's just silly. You know what's even better from a solar panel perspective is the fact that they're actually facing mostly the correct direction. So they're maximizing. These two are maximizing their solar potential. This one not so much, but we make do with the surface area that we have. Fun fact. Beaver, I still have your. I still have the heads up. I was. I saw your photo that you sent me though. So you were doing it more like something like that, and then I think you were. I want to say maybe going like that, and then you were doing something like, and then kind of like just like feeding them out everywhere, which is a really cool concept. I like it. The walls have eyes. It would be a truly terrifying thing to see something like that. Could you imagine working a long shift into the evening? Thanks for stopping by, Liz, and we'll chat later. But could you imagine walking out of your after a long shift and then just seeing that god awful, just like a face staring at you? Oh man, that would be terrifying. If we wanted to be really mean, we could put lights in the eyes and then just have the lights turn on at night. So, and then not tell any of the employees that that's what happened. So, like, we could do something like this. Hang on. This is the downside of streaming, is I get super sidetracked. So I'm just saying, like, we do this, and then we need some LED lights. Make that like a dark, angry red. And then that's all they see, just staring at you after a long shift, lights and everything. That would be super terrifying. I don't know if I would come back to work after that if I saw that. It's also definitely like not up to code because it's way too close to an entrance. It's not supposed to be right next to a door like that. Because it creates because like this would be the emergency exit, and if this caught fire on both sides, they wouldn't be able to exit the building. So there is definitely a health and safety violation happening right there too. I feel like we wouldn't have a whole lot of eaves troughs or gutters here either, because I feel like the range is there's really no way to kind of get it to go on top of that. So we'll leave it the way it is, and then really we just have to kind of populate our quarantine center. There's a tree that has their leaves disappear as you zoom out, and I hate it. It bothers me so much. I think it's actually this one. Yeah, it's this one. Oh, those leaves did the same thing. Oh no. Like, now what do we populate this with? Might come back to that later down the road. Animal crates. I actually, you know what? I actually think I have a blueprint for that. So I had no way could ever, I don't think I would ever be able to make something like this. I thought these were really cool. Now, the majority of our animals are going to be kind of small, so we can kind of maybe go with this particular crate. Maybe just kind of stack it up against the wall right here, ready to go. And then maybe we add in some of these smaller ones. Although I think this would make better sense over here. Not in the, maybe not in the actual habitat. There we go. And just like that, we are one step closer to opening our zoo. The last thing we have to kind of work on besides the anteater habitat, and I've been struggling a lot with this, is creating this false market, like a kind of like a indigenous market and stuff like that. So I started creating it. I've created like a little stone, it's meant to be like a stone temple, so it's like an epitaph that would stand up, and then I have some ruins over here that I've populated, and I think I'm just gonna put maybe one more, and then maybe put some like mats on the ground, and then I have like you can see like it's not a real path, you can't actually walk on it, but it's a fake path that leads to the fake market. And then as you kind of come in, we have quite a few things to kind of keep our attention. And I'm kind of digging how this looks. Now, only because I think I'm going to end the stream shortly. Only because I think I got to go eat. I definitely have to go eat. Let's take a look. So this is the Cortez Animal Education, and I didn't do a tour, and I'm purposely not doing tours. So you guys are gonna get a sneak peek of what the Cortez Animal Education Center looks like, and I am super impressed with how this all came together. The headphone zone, huge shout out to Sparrow for those headphones, and then we have some legitimate like interactive displays that people can kind of play with, and they are fully articulated. So the you can actually see the in most cases, I think this one is kind of fake, just uses Simlish, but some of them are realistic. And then we have things about like more honoring the indigenous people of South America, Latin America. And then as you kind of come over here, this has to be my favorite piece. I can just stare at this all day. and look at this this terrarium. I think I did it. I'm really proud of what I've done with this one. Really proud of that one. And then of course we have a backstage, so it's going to lead down to the backstage area. We've already started setting it up, which will lead into our shelter for our anteaters. The anteaters are going to have a rather large habitat, so I think what we're going to do is we're probably going to cut it off something like this. So it's going to come out a little bit and then kind of wave around. This is it's actually quite large. The building I kind of got away from the building. It took a little too much. Let me take a look. Sorry. I like this. This is really cool. You should add in you should let us know where you want it to go, and then we can put in like a circle saying you are here, which I think would be really cool. But I like this. This is like that's really cool. Thank you for putting that together. I really appreciate that. So yeah, so this is it. We're almost ready to open our zoo, and even when you zoom out, I'm shocked like how much we've kind of put into it. It's definitely come together. Oh, thank you very much for joining the stream. I really appreciate it, and I hope this helps you to build your zoos, and you're always welcome to ask questions. I think that's the part that I love the most about Planet Zoo is how much everybody's willing to work together to kind of create some really cool stuff. But thank you for joining me on this. This really got my butt kicked to create this, and I think it's definitely something I was kind of dreading putting together. But I'm really happy that we did that together. Thanks for joining. I'm actually really impressed with how this has come along. Ignore all this stuff though. Now the next question we also have to figure out is what other animals we're going to put in Igua-Zoo. I think we have quite a bit. And yeah, Max, sorry, I didn't see your message. Exactly like what we did in the old zoo. I just like the idea of like splitting it out so they can get more of an in-depth look at the community zoo area and stuff like that. It's a low-key cathartic experience, just deleting all those rocks. It was definitely kind of just really kind of fun. Our capybaras have been busy. I think we actually have a few babies somewhere, or maybe they've already grown. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure we didn't originally have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 6 capybara, and they're almost out of room. They're almost out of navigatable swimming area, so I think it's perfect. So now we have 2 anteaters, because anteaters are they only need maybe lions, maned wolves. Yeah, I think I was gonna make this as a. The babies have had babies, 100% beaver. Those are capybaras for you though. Originally, I was going to make this a completely South American zoo, but I think after kind of like mulling it over and stuff like that, I think it would make more sense for us to do maybe not South American, but like have like South American as the main theme, and then have like different houses for different continents. So we have to keep in mind that they're smaller, and this kind of came from the Calgary Zoo. So I went to the Calgary Zoo a few weeks ago, and they had like the Asia house. So they had a few exterior areas for similar climate animals, but everything was pretty much indoors, and I thought it was really cool. Like we saw some Komodo dragons, some monkeys and stuff like that, and they were all solely indoors, which I thought was pretty cool. So we'll see what happens. My fear is that this is not a navigatable area, but there is a path under everything, so it should be fully navigatable. I don't see why it wouldn't be. I'm hoping it is. But thanks for joining today, guys. I really appreciate it as always, and we will play some more. You're going to see some tours coming up shortly, and other than that, as always, ciao for now, everybody. Thanks for joining.